Hey gang, how are you? Foster and I are coming to you today to share some things that I have learned about on my quest to live a healthy, high quality of life. I say Foster's here because while I would have liked to have put him outside in his pen, he was barking, wanting to come in. Maybe his feet were cold, I don't know, but in the world of professionalism, it would be great not to have my dog coming around sniffing my hands and so forth, but he seems to be just laying there minding his own business. Foster the Wonder Dog, now he's got his little greenie bear he's going to chew. You'll probably hear it squeaking and you might say, hey, up, can you hear that? Might hear it squeaking and say that's not very professional, but you know what? I love my dog and he's a part of my practice. So, in my chiropractic practice here in Woodland Park, I believe that the best way of using chiropractic is to come in on a weekly basis to eliminate the effects of living in this stress-filled, fallen world. And my people enjoy a low monthly fee to come in on a weekly basis, and I believe that's the best way to use chiropractic. But you know what? I'm also a student of nutrition and other things that add to or are part of a healthy lifestyle. And since the word doctor literally means teacher, it's important, in my opinion, that I spend a certain amount of time educating people and teaching people where health comes from, what causes us to get sick, what we can do to get healthy, and what we can do to stay healthy. And so I'm also a student of nutrition and weight loss and fat burning and those types of things. And so I have at least a couple of people whose videos on YouTube I watch. In one case, I've read all of his books, and I believe to be a trusted resource for you to go to in your quest for a healthy life, a healthy quality of life and health. You know, Karen and I are advocates of a low carbohydrate, high healthy fat diet, perhaps a ketogenic diet for the majority of the population. Indeed, 70% of the population is overweight and obese. A significant number of people have type 2 diabetes or are working towards it with pre-diabetes or maybe pre-diabetes. People have high cholesterol, high blood pressure, etc. And I believe that the healthiest, safest diet that all of us should adopt, or the majority of us perhaps should adopt, would be a low carbohydrate, high healthy fat, perhaps ketogenic diet. And so there's a couple of people whose opinions I highly trust and would refer you to their videos. And one of those is a guy named Thomas DeLauer. Thomas DeLauer, D-E-L-A-U-E-R. He's on YouTube. Subscribe to his work, watch his videos. And he has one that I watched the other day that I wanted to share with you today. It was entitled 5 Healthy Foods to Eat That Aren't Bananas for Potassium. You know, potassium is an electrolyte mineral. It's very important for reducing muscle cramps. A lot of times people get muscle cramps and they might eat a banana and the muscle cramps would go away because bananas are high in potassium. But there are a lot of foods that are higher in potassium without the sugar. See, bananas, the problem with bananas is they're very high in sugar and very low in fiber. So some of my people can reduce, or they can subtract the fiber content from their food and get their net carbs. Well, a banana has 27 grams of sugar and only about 3 grams of fiber. So you're still getting 24, 25 grams of sugar every time you eat a banana. And while it's a good source of the mineral potassium, it's not a great source and at a significant cost from a sugar standpoint. In fact, I believe that most of us shouldn't ever be consuming more than 20, 30, 40 grams of carbohydrate in a day to be healthy. Certainly, if you're trying to lose weight, if you're trying to eliminate blood sugar issues and blood pressure issues and cholesterol issues, then you need to stay under 20 or 30 grams of carbohydrate a day. And a banana has way too much carbohydrate without very much fiber to offset it. So in this video, 5 things to eat for potassium that are not carbohydrate, Thomas DeLauer would recommend, number 1, beans, especially white beans, pinto beans, navy beans, great sources of potassium and fiber without a lot of sugar. Number 2, he suggests spinach and chard. He suggests sauteing it in coconut oil to get some good source of MCT. That'll be good for your hormone system. Cook some spinach down into some bacon grease, some coconut oil, some butter. It'll taste awesome, help your endocrine system, and be a great source of potassium. The third thing that he suggests are mushrooms. Mushrooms are also something that you could toss in with that spinach, and a complete meal could be mushrooms and spinach cooked and sauteed in bacon grease and coconut oil and some butter. Again, rich in potassium and fiber, low in sugar. Fourth thing would be squash, butternut squash, zucchini squash, spaghetti squash, all great sources of potassium, low in sugar, high in fiber. Go to Pinterest, learn how to roast butternut squash, make a butternut squash soup, zucchini squash, spaghetti squash instead of regular spaghetti. The last one, my favorite, is avocado. Avocados, 1/2 of an avocado has twice as much potassium as a banana. It's loaded with fiber and yet does not contain very much sugar at all. So excellent source of healthy fats and potassium and fiber, low in sugar. So what are the foods that are high in potassium and low in carbohydrate? Well, avocado, mushrooms, spinach and chard, squash, and beans are great sources. Now my dog and my cat are fighting and probably going to be picked up, probably going to knock over the camera, so I got to go tend to them. But hey, implement some of those foods instead of bananas for a source of potassium, and that'd be a great thing for you. I'm Dr. Scott Little. If I can serve as your chiropractor, as your family's chiropractor, I would love to. Just reach out to me on Facebook, or you'll also find my phone number there. Just give me a text message. I only have one phone number, and that's your direct access to me. Hey, thanks for those joining. Have a great day, and go eat some avocado, beans, spinach, chard, mushrooms, and not a banana. Have a great day.